I want to talk to you about some innovative things that are going on with our police department in Raleigh that I think are really great. I went to a meeting last week that our police chief, Stella Patterson, came in and spoke at, and I thought was really some interesting things she talked about. Number one was that they are starting to use volunteers to go out and help out with writing accident reports. Another one that they have is that they've set up a thing with Advance Auto that when they pull someone for a violation involves a equipment failure on the car, like a headlight being out, that kind of equipment failure, those type of things that the police officers are able to give them an Advance Auto gift card that's paid for by Advance Auto. And they're starting now to work on community relations and sending our police in to talk to communities and start getting better communications there. I thought all these things were impressive. I really feel like what is very important is for our police to do work on community relations, to start going into the community, talking with the people in these communities and working with them to improve the relationships. These are preventive things that need to be done up front so that the police work on a working and relationship with the people in there. So when there are problems, they can get help from the community. They can have crimes reported that are happening. When they have to go in and make arrests or do different things that involve public protection, that the community's got their back. So I thought those were really great things. What I didn't think great from back before, I went to one of these listening sessions that were done. I went to one, let's see, I guess it was probably about a year ago, where I really saw it to be a needless thing, where they came in and basically were reading a new policy that they were instituting. I thought it was a total waste of time. That wasn't a real, it was billed as a community listening session. And I thought this would be something that we could go in and talk about where the police need to be doing a better job. I don't think they're doing these anymore, but all they did was just read off a policy in sections and ask for our input on it. And I guess that was better than nothing. But to me, a listening session ought to be where the public comes in and talks about, hey, we've got these problems and how can we work with you to help resolve these? Now, she did mention that there was a 6% improvement in crime in Raleigh. I don't think I'd know that if in North Raleigh. That may be true for the community overall, but in North Raleigh, all you have to do is read next door right now and see that there's a lot more crime where we have cars being broken into, cars being stolen. I think it's pretty safe to say that that's up in North Raleigh, and that's generally where I'm looking at because I live here, and I'm looking at next door posts for North Raleigh. So there's some work that needs to be done with that. Murders are up. I think that's probably largely due to gang violence. And so those are things that we're gonna have to work with. Here's the thing, we're 70 police officers down from the 700 that should be on there. And until we start paying our police officers more, I don't see how we can ever get caught up because we're just gonna have a continual peel off of police officers going to places like Cary and Apex and different, we're the lowest paid municipality in the area. There might be one that is less than us. Yet, let's face it, our police officers have the toughest job. Um, and Raleigh is just not an affordable place for our police officers to live. So they have to commute in here and take the time to do that. It's we're going to end up not keeping the best, but losing those to the other municipalities. So we need to pay our guys what's necessary for them to stay on board. So one of the things that she said I really liked was that we really need to be at 1,000 police officers to be on par with what other municipalities do. I think that's going to be an uphill fight simply because a lot of people don't realize this. We have factions in Raleigh that are actively out there pushing to take money away from to defund the police office, the police in our community. It's a movement called Defund Raleigh. They're extremely active. I don't know where their funding is coming from. I suspect it's coming from outside the area, but it is being lobbied by citizens that do live in Raleigh, who are very active in coming to our community meetings. I think where a talking place with these people would be to work on the relationship of the police with the community. But all defunding is going to do is encourage more criminals to be active in Raleigh, and it's going to make our city unsafe. So those are some of my views with that. We really need to be growing the police department. And right now, it's pretty hard, I'm sure, for them to work on relationships with the citizens when there are not enough police officers to really cover what needs to be done, which means our guys are always in an emergency mode and they can't work on the types of things that a police officer should be working on to prevent crime in the first place and to build relationships with the citizens. So this is Whitney for Raleigh. I appreciate you listening to this message. And if you like this message, I would really appreciate you pushing the subscribe button and looking at more of our future messages in the future. This is Whitney for Raleigh signing off.